Hey there, art nerds. So during my hiatus away from YouTube, I did a lot of doodling and painting and basically using up art supplies. So I ordered a re-up from Jackson's as well as a few new things here and there. And I thought I'd like to share the unboxing with you guys today. So let's check out this haul from Jackson's Art Supplies. Now, as you guys probably know, Jackson's is not located in the US, so it took a little while to arrive. They do deliver to the US though, and they are currently my source for Canson Moulin de Roy watercolor paper. Obviously, that's not what I have in this box here, so this is going to be mainly watercolor supplies. I'm using a literal pen knife to open this. Sure, there are more effective ways to open a box. Am I going to do them? No. Inside, we have our invoice. Talk about that in a little bit. We have some basil paper. We have a tube ringer because, as you guys probably have seen, my watercolor tubes tend to, I'll be real, I never get the cap on properly, so they do tend to dry out. So this thing is hopefully going to help me save some money and salvage some watercolor tubes because it's got strength that I don't have. And I ordered the middle of the range, so the lowest range is all plastic, the highest range is all metal. I ordered the mid-range of their tube ringer. And inside, we have some goodies. So let me get everything out of the box and we'll take a look. So we have some Mijello Mission Gold paints. I ordered Raw Sienna number 2 and Gold Brown. These were some colors I felt like my daily driver palette could benefit from. We have some Shinhan Pass watercolors. So these are like gouache and watercolor combined, which I already thought gouache was like an opaque watercolor, but these are supposed to be different. These are supposed to be more flexible. And since I do so much watercolor painting and sometimes I want the ability to add like some opacity back to an area, I ordered some colors that I thought would benefit from that or would aid me in my quest. We have this little parcel here. Don't remember exactly what's in it, so I want to be careful in how I open it. Don't you just love that? Like if you have ADHD and you order something and it takes a while to arrive, you totally forgot a lot of what you ordered, so it becomes like a surprise. Ah, yes. We have some Jackson's watercolors. I also ordered our final thing, an empty Jackson's tin. Jackson's does have sets of their Jackson watercolors. Jackson's, man, I'm going to just, but I kind of wanted to get a specific color range. So this is basically just a metal tin that has a vacuum formed thin plastic liner that would allow you to display your paints diagonally. You could also do what I do and put magnets on the back of your half pans and just magnet them in. Could go either way. I did think the liner was going to be nicer, but frankly this tin was $6, so or around that. We can talk about price in a minute, so I'm not disappointed. And then we have our Jackson's watercolors, and I opted for half pans for this because they're a little bit more economical, well, cheaper in this regard since I didn't know whether or not I'd like them. When ordering from Jackson's, I believe I mentioned that I like that they have an itemized list of what you purchased and how much it cost. I would like to see a total on them. So just gonna go with it and go through it with you guys. So the Mijello paint in Gold Brown and Raw Sienna number 2. The Raw Sienna was $6.45, whereas the Gold Brown was more expensive, $8.11. The Jackson's Artist watercolors in the half pans are all really pretty cheap. ranging from $333 at the most expensive to $312, at least for what I've paid. And I ordered, oh, I could just read these. Okay, Alizarin Crimson, Burnt Sienna, Phthalo Blue, French Vermillion, Hooker's Green, Neutral Tint, Lemon Yellow, Payne's Gray, Ultramarine Deep, Permanent Sap Green, and Yellow Ochre. I thought that would give me a good idea of how I feel about these watercolors and if they are a viable option for me to switch to, because sometimes store brand can be less expensive and sometimes store brand is actually another company that's being white labeled. So the Shinhan Pass Watercolor and Gouache Hybrid Paint, and that's what's in these boxes. Those are also pretty cheap. The cheapest was $3.96 for a tube. The most expensive was $4.37. And I ordered Brilliant Pink, Shell Pink, Heliotrope, Celeste, Ultramarine Deep, Lemon Yellow, Vermilion Hue, Linden Green, Yellow Ochre, Blue Gray. And then this tin here that holds 12 pans is $6.14. And then weirdly, they don't have a price on here. I'm not seeing the tube ringer. And I know I purchased the tube ringer. And there is not a second sheet, is there? No. And there's nothing on the back. So that means I'm gonna have to look up how much I paid for the tube ringer. Okay, so I got the middle of the range, the 205 medium duty tube squeezer, and I paid $24.30 for it. Their light duty tube squeezer, and sorry you guys can hear the clickety clicketing, is $14.99, and the heavy duty tube squeezer is $36.21. I was really tempted to get the heavy duty one because I want this to be something that I can continue to use through the years. It's not just going to break on a really stubborn tube. It does have instructions. Maybe I should have gotten the heavy duty because we also have a problem with like adhesives getting stuck in the tube. Empties tubes completely. Keeps tubes neater. Concentrates contents to keep them softer. Reduces tube breakage and reduces waste. And it's like in there in that bag. Gonna have to just move those out of the way. Grab our handy penknife. It's for some reason this plastic is really heavy duty plastic. It's like visqueen levels. Now, let me know in the comments below how foolish I was and how I could have gotten one of these at Harbor Freight if I just knew where to look. That's a heavy little chunk. So, here we go. And then here are the instructions. Used as illustrated to make a handy caulk. Oh, we could use this as like a caulk gun. With cap securely in place, restore wrinkle body soil to a full tube so it rejuvenates your paint. And then if you want to get that paint out, you take off the top. So I like that. I like that there are multiple uses for this. The plastic itself seems pretty heavy duty. And it makes a satisfying clicking sound. I am sure you guys will see me use this at some point. So I guess at that point, I'll let you guys know what I think of it. It is time to put this tube ringer to the test. So you guys have seen me use tube keys before. Those can be great for like slightly stubborn tubes, but for some reason, me and Daniel Smith, I always have trouble rethreading the caps and then they dry out and then I can't do much with them. So hoping this will help. So I do need to figure out which one of probably these two colors, I'm thinking this one, is New Gamboge. So I am going to do a couple of quick swatches and I am also going to use the hot water trick with this tube just to move it along and loosen it up just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of spritzes of water. Go grab a brush and a cup of water and I'll be back. We're going to start with the two colors in our half pans. So we've got this. And then we've got this. So one is a more opaque warm yellow and the other is a more transparent opaque yellow. And then we've got this, which could really be either way once it's dried. All right, so I'm thinking it is this color here, not this color as previously thought. So I am gonna go get a ramekin of warm water and a little pipette and be right back. We have some tea temperature hot water. I know, because we have a hot water dispenser. Joseph drinks a lot of tea. You guys can probably hear it refilling itself in the background. And what I wanna do is pipette a few drops into our little tiny 5 milliliter tube. Then once we've got some in there, we want to close the cap and massage it around just a little bit. So you don't want to fill it all the way because you do want somewhere for the liquid to go. I can feel it already kind of loosening up a little bit. So I'm going to uncap it again and see if I can't get some more hot water in there. And it would be so much easier if I didn't let my tubes get like this. And then what we're going to do, we're gonna make a little space. We are going to put our tube of watercolor, hopefully it's not too leaky. That might, well, I didn't want to submerge it, but we are gonna put our tube of watercolor in the water for a little while and let the warm water kind of work its magic from the outside as well. Okay, so this tube has been in here for, I don't know, I'm terrible at telling time, probably 15 to 30 minutes. The water is cooled down. I'm going to give it a little old massage again, and hopefully it will have loosened up enough that we can put it in our half pan. So obviously I need to uncap it, and then let me pull out again. We need to thread it and kind of pasta it. I'm gonna move this out of the way actually, just in case. Okay, and then I am right-handed, so we'll try doing it the right-handed way. Oh, we can open it, yeah. Okay, so we open it. It's been a while, can you tell? I'm going to clamp it. I can see where having the metal one might work better. All right, it has been clamped in. Oh, it looks like it is pasta-ing. So that's a lot of the water that I dripped out. It does not, come on you. So really you need good hand strength, and I probably should have gone with the metal one because the plastic one, it just wants to bend around it. We are seeing some movement though. And now we're not, come on. I don't have like the best grip strength, so I may have to go get Joseph to help me with this. It's like basically pushing out the watercolor water, the water I put in. I don't know if I didn't let it sit long enough, or if my hand strength, there we go. Look at that. Now I have to probably figure this out by now. I have terrible grip strength. I've mentioned like a million times having arthritis. I do. This ain't easy. And it's actually, I mean, it's coming out. I can't really do this and change the camera angle. if you have good grip strength, this might be really great for you. It is working. It's just hard for me to do this. And then the plastic wants to bow. So if I had gotten the metal one, I think I could have gotten a better clamp on this. Yeah. This is rough on my hands, but it is, as you guys can see, it is working. Okay, we'll try from a different angle. Ooh, this is worse. I can't get anything out at this point. Try clamping it. Oh, yeah, no. So this is about all I'm gonna get right now. Let us take a look. The tube, it's all mangled. And if I'm like making a lot of breathing noises, I promise it's not that hard to do. It's just that my allergies are in full force. Look at this. Look at that. So it is pushing up the paint. It's just that this paint has really hardened in the tube. And that was something else they'd advertise, is like economizing. There we go. That's the right word. Economizing your paint, because there's always going to be like bits left in the tube if you're just squeezing it out normally, especially as it hardens. Whereas this mangle, because it's kind of like a laundry mangle, it's going to get those last bits and bobs out. So if you do decide to go with it doesn't even have his name on it, the tube ringer, I would recommend you, ooh, did I break something in this? Or was it just not gearing properly? Look, it looks like I like bent it out of shape a little bit. I mean, it's still whatever. Anyway, if you do get this, I'd gotten the middle of the line one, so the plastic gears, I mean the metal gears and the plastic body. Even though it is more expensive, I think the all metal more expensive one is going to do the job. Whereas I think the plastic one is probably, if you have worse arthritis than I do and you just have trouble getting watercolor out of a fresh tube, period, for whatever reason, or you want to get all the watercolor out of a tube, the plastic might be fine. This is just not sturdy enough really for the problem that I have. I think the metal one would probably be a better fit for that. I'm planning on doing full videos with the Jackson's watercolors and with the Shinhan Pass watercolor / gouache. So I'm kind of loath to unwrap them or unpackage them now because you guys will be seeing these a little bit later on. But I will go ahead and swatch these two and add them to my Daily Driver palette. All right, let's start with Raw Sienna number 2. And to be fair, I was going off of web samples, so the color might look a little bit different in reality. It's like in there. Oh yeah. Am I gonna have to put you in a half pan to get any color out of you? I might. All right, let's try that again. Ooh, I'm gonna have to use I would have to use my tube ringer on this brand new tube of Mission Gold because it does not want to come out. There's like a plug of dried paint in there. Good try. Oh, that was a mistake. Thank God y'all couldn't see it. Okay, so I broke the plug and paint spurted out of the tube all over my face because this came from wherever Jackson's is at overseas, and it has been pressurized, and all of my paper towels are not accessible right now. So I'm going to fill this half pan Gonna try to fill the other half pan. Why do you do me like that? Okay, this one's not gonna be a problem. There we go. Gonna try to swatch them real quick, and then I'm gonna go wash my face off. That is obviously goopier than I would want. That's why we let these dry in a half pan. Yeah. That's why we let these dry in a half pan. And that is so this is raw sienna. This is gold brown. Blend that out a little bit more so you guys can see it. That is not the way I wanted to handle things. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to let these dry pretty much fully, and then I can glue magnets on the back, and then I can add them to my palette. So not gonna show you guys that but I do also want to add Aussie Red Gold, which did not get today, but hey, while we're filling half pans, might as well. So usually what I like to do now is label that thing. Can I read it when I filled it? No. But it makes me feel organized. This one is also gonna go. Oh, love this for me. Love it. Today is a great day. It's okay. We can salvage most of that, if not all of it. Actually, maybe. It's like, do I want to go ahead and try to salvage it now? Or, I mean, I have to do something with it, so I guess we have our answer. All right, use a cheap palette knife that I've already ruined. We're just gonna scoop. As much as I can. This is why my tubes always dry out, because I always end up getting paint in the threads and then they don't tube no more. And let's just do a little demonstrator swatch. Oh man, that is almost Sennelier's Chinese red orange right there. But I wanted to thank you guys so much for joining me with this haul. I hope you guys are looking forward to seeing how I feel about Shinhan Pass, or Shinhan Pass gouache / watercolor. Do keep in mind, I don't really use gouache. I mostly use watercolor, so I'm gonna be terribly biased, probably. But I have actually used gouache in the past, so I'm not like totally unfamiliar. Just not real. I don't really like working in opaque mediums all that much, except at the very end. So that could be it. And I hope you guys are looking forward to my review of Jackson's Artist watercolors. I've got stuff from Blick and Utrecht, and I think I've also got stuff from Cheap Joe's. So starting to amass quite an amount of store brand watercolor stuff to talk about, which is kind of exciting for me because the Student Grade Showdown is wrapping up, and watercolors are expensive, so it'd be nice to find some store brands that, you know, can kind of cut it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope to see you guys again really soon. And if you're looking forward to these, make sure that if you're not subscribed, you hit that subscribe button, click that bell notification, and let YouTube know that you would like to see more from me. I'm Becca Hilburn, your friendly neighborhood spider artist, and I'll see you guys again really soon with another art supply review or tutorial. Bye, guys!